There's a lot of solutions out there that people like to talk about when it comes to climate change, but one that's gaining a lot of traction these days is kelp. Kelp. The seaweed is more than just a slimy sushi wrap. It could be key to fighting climate change.
And so what we're approaching right now are 3 oyster farms side by side.
Just ask Michael Doall.
Because not only is the kelp soaking up nitrogen, it's also soaking up carbon. And it's taking it's doing photosynthesis just like plants on land, soaking up this carbon. So it's sequestering this carbon, taking it out of the water, and then again, when we harvest the kelp, we are removing that. So we're approaching one of our farm sites.
Yeah.
And as part of this studies we've been doing over the last 3 years, we're helping farmers learn how to grow kelp and integrate kelp into their oyster farms.
Mike and his crew are taking us to see one of their kelp farms off the coast of Long Island.
All right, I'm gonna jump in. What's happening, Paul?
We join them with some waiters to get a closer look. Let's get in there.
Reach in, grab that line, and just lift it up.
Oh, man.
All right, so we seeded this at the end of December.
And we got to taste it, too.
The nice thing about this stage of it, when it's this big, this is absolutely the best time to eat it. It just tastes
looks like
great.
a lasagna noodle.
It does. Take a piece and just
cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah, it does taste like lasagna.
So you can see here, this is some kelp we pulled in from one of the oyster farms.
Back on shore, Michael's partner, Chris Gobler, explains why kelp is such an important asset in the fight against climate change. Why are you guys interested in kelp? Why are you studying it?
Yeah, well, most of the research I've done up until getting into this has been on environmental pollution. Things like climate change, ocean acidification, harmful algal blooms, overloading of nutrients. And as it turns out, seaweeds, and kelp in particular, is sort of the remedy for all of these environmental insults.
Like Michael said earlier, one of the main things the seaweed does is absorb nitrogen and carbon in the water. CO2 in the ocean can make the water more acidic, which can cause damage in a number of ways. But it's incredibly detrimental to shellfish, which is why oysters may go better with kelp than cocktail sauce.
Ocean acidification is the biggest threat to animals that make shells. You can create what we'd call a halo effect. Right? So you'd have a particular area where maybe the whole estuary is getting acidified, but in that area where you're farming the oysters, if you have the kelp, you're actually creating sort of a refuge.
We wanted to get an even closer look at the kelp, so we dove in. We're gonna get in, and a couple people have told us that it's not a good idea to go snorkeling off the coast of Long Island in March, but we're not in the business of good ideas. We're in the business of showing you what's out there. It's an amazing plant that can grow incredibly fast. Michael expects the long stringy blades to be up to 12 feet long in a few months. They thrive in icy waters. Kelp isn't the only solution to fight climate change, but Michael and Chris hope it can be another tool for humans to use in this fight to save the planet. On Long Island with photojournalist Drew Snadicki, I'm Bo Evans reporting.